I just remember this feeling of like, never gonna get there. And when you do get there, it is anticlimactic. It's not the... Yeah, it's not the exotic sort of experience that you're expecting from all these amazing stories. This book was largely being interpreted by critics and teachers as a psychological journey, like through the mind, and into an awareness of self. Conrad said this was as close to nonfiction as he could write.
He's ill for the rest of his life because of the 2 years he spent on the horrific years there, and then he becomes a writer for the rest of his life. So that's his background, and then we read his books, and we put like all this like he's thinking so like into the psyche of people, kind of really like a Polish guy. He's a sea captain, and 23 years of his life has just lived the like hard graft life. Maybe, maybe not. It interests me that where we go is he's really thinking deeply when he's writing this book. He's not just writing about his experience, he's actually like looking deep into the psyche of man. Is he? Isn't he? I don't know, but it's an interesting...
You just raised like one of the ultimate questions of lit theory. How do you look at intent in a work? Like, or how do you look at... Okay, that's wrong. How do you look at meaning in a work? Do you base it on the author's intent? Do you base it on the reader's perception? Do you base it on something else that the critics are pulling out of it, and that, you know, is deeper than that and is based on some sort of theory, whatever framework of that theory? You write something intending it to be literal, and things surface that are psychological. And sometimes you won't even see it in your work, but a reader will. And so is it there or is it not? Well...
And does the author... Is the author appreciative of that insight from a reader, or does it get sort of annoying that they're pulling out these things that the author never intended to be there in the first place?
It's like an onion. Or like, you know, in like A Million Little Pieces, right? The book that Oprah, you know, it actually helped a lot of people. But then like Oprah ripped it apart because it was like all a facade.
Yeah.
Well, that's because she had supported it so much until she found out that it wasn't true.
Yeah, but it's a good
Oprah
question.
doesn't like to be wrong.
No.
No.